Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news, all right. So here's the scoop that's got everyone in Giants Nation buzzing. A potential blockbuster trade that could shake up not just our division, but the entire NFL landscape. Reports from sources like ESPN's Jeremy Fowler and others suggest that the Las Vegas Raiders are seriously considering trading Max Crosby, their four-time Pro Bowler and one of the most disruptive pass rushers in the league, to the New York Giants. Now I know it sounds almost too good to be true, but the whispers are getting louder and the implications are enormous. Let's break down what this could mean for us and why this is such a game changer. First off, Max Crosby is the kind of player who elevates any defense he's on. He's a sack machine, has totaled 72 sacks so far in his career, and last season alone he put up 5 sacks with a PFF grade of 83. 9, placing him among the top 10 edge rushers in the league. He's consistently a force on the field, generating pressure, forcing turnovers, and making life miserable for offensive lines. His ability to disrupt plays, especially when rushing the passer, is elite. Think of him as a turbocharged version of what we'd love to see in our pass rush. And the numbers don't lie. He averages around 20% pressure rate, with minimal injury concerns, having played 10 games last year. Now, the Raiders are in a bit of a rebuild mode. They're sitting at 2-8 on the season, and their defense, which is giving up over 28 points per game and struggling on third down with a 41.5% conversion rate, clearly needs a shake-up. They're prioritizing their quarterback position and freeing up cap space. Crosby, who's due to make around $23 million next year, is a prime candidate for the trade block. Vegas seems ready to part ways with him, especially if they can secure a high pick in the draft or future assets. That's where the Giants come into the picture. For us, adding Max Crosby would be nothing short of a seismic shift. Our pass rush, which has been decent but inconsistent this season, would get a serious boost. Crosby's presence would elevate our entire defensive front, allowing us to generate more pressure on opposing quarterbacks and reduce the amount of time they have to throw. Imagine him lining up across from Thibodeaux or even alongside him. Opposing offenses would have to double-team him, freeing up our other pass rushers and disrupting their rhythm. It's exactly what we need to turn our defense into a true threat. But it's not just about the individual talent. The impact would ripple through our entire defensive scheme. With Crosby's elite production, our defense could see an increase of around 16 sacks over the remaining games, and the stats show that having a player of his caliber can lead to a plus 23% improvement in run-stop EPA. That means our run defense gets tougher, our opponent's scoring drops, potentially from around 29. 4 points per game down to 23, and turnovers could increase by 10, giving our offense more opportunities for quick strikes and big plays. And let's not forget about the mental boost. Bringing in a player like Crosby would send a message across the league that the Giants are serious about competing now. It could catalyze our rebuild, making us not just playoff contenders but genuine Super Bowl contenders. The odds, which currently sit around plus 50, 0 for Crosby to be part of a playoff sack frenzy, could shift dramatically with his arrival. Imagine the chaos he'd create in crunch time, the kind of impact that could push us over the edge in close games and make us a nightmare for any offense in the postseason. Of course, there are questions. The Raiders are still hesitant, and some analysts remain skeptical about whether they'll actually trade Crosby, especially given his value and the potential to rebuild around him. But the fact that they're even contemplating this move signals a clear recognition that they're in a rebuild, and maximizing draft picks and cap space is the priority. For us, the Giants, it's about seizing that opportunity. Adding Crosby would give us the depth we need on the edge, bolster our pass rush, and add a fierce competitor who can change the outcome of games single-handedly. Now, considering our current roster, we've seen flashes of elite talent from Kayvon Thibodeaux, but we need that second piece, that difference maker who can consistently pressure the quarterback and create chaos. Crosby fits that mold perfectly. His impact would also help our secondary. If opposing offenses are worried about the pass rush, they're less likely to be able to exploit our secondary's vulnerabilities. It's a win-win situation, really. Plus, with our cap situation, it's feasible if the Giants are willing to part with some future assets, perhaps a first-rounder in 2026 and a fourth-rounder in 2027, as reports suggest. This move could accelerate our rebuild, giving us a defense that's not just good but elite. It's about setting a tone, sending a message to the rest of the league that the Giants aren't just here to compete, they want to dominate. And having a player like Crosby, who's been among the league's best in pressures and sacks over the last few seasons, would be a huge step toward that goal. It's the kind of move that could define our season, turning our defense into a nightmare for the NFC East and beyond, especially when it matters most, late in the postseason. Of course, it's all speculation right now, but the signs are pointing towards a possible deal. The Raiders are clearly in a different phase now, and Crosby's talent is too valuable to keep on a team focused on rebuilding. For us, the Giants, this could be the missing piece we've been searching for all season. We're already on a promising trajectory, but adding Crosby might just be the final ingredient that propels us to that Super Bowl level we all crave. Now, let's get into how this would specifically impact our season. With Crosby in the fold, our pass rush would become one of the most formidable in the league. Opposing quarterbacks would face constant pressure, leading to more hurried throws and, hopefully, more turnovers. Our defense could go from being a decent unit to one of the top-ranked defenses in the league. That's exactly what we need to complement our offense, which has been progressing nicely with Daniel Jones and a solid run game led by Saquon Barkley. It would also give our coaching staff a lot more flexibility. We'd be able to dial up more blitz packages, apply pressure from multiple angles, and keep offenses guessing. And it's not just about sacks. Crosby's ability to set the edge and play the run effectively would improve our overall team defense, making us more balanced and harder to beat. Plus, with a vaunted pass rush, our chances of winning close games increase significantly. That's a key factor in making a deep playoff run, especially considering how tight playoff games tend to be. The overall vibe around the Giants right now is cautiously optimistic. We've got a talented core, a promising young quarterback in Daniel Jones, and a defense that's been steadily improving. But adding an elite pass rusher like Crosby could push us over the edge, giving us that extra gear needed to contend with the best teams in the league. And let's be honest, Giants fans, we've seen how a dominant pass rush can change the course of a season. Think about the 2007 Super Bowl run or the 2011 defense. Pressure up front makes all the difference. Crosby could be that difference maker for us in 2024. Now, I know some of you might be thinking about the risks, trading draft picks, cap space, and the uncertainty of whether Crosby will stay long-term. Those are valid concerns, but the potential reward far outweighs the risks. If we can lock him in and give him a new contract down the line, it could be a steal for us. Plus, the immediate impact on our team's competitiveness makes this move worth exploring. The Giants are in a prime position to make a statement, and acquiring Crosby could be that statement. In the end, this is the kind of move that defines a franchise. It's about making bold decisions, investing in talent, and building a team that's ready to take on the NFL's best. With Crosby in the mix, the Giants would look like a team that's serious about winning now, not just future potential. We'd be setting ourselves up for a serious playoff push, and who knows, maybe even a Super Bowl run. That's what every Giants fan dreams of, and this trade could be the key to unlocking that dream. So keep your eyes peeled, Giants fans. The offseason is heating up, and if this deal goes through, it might just be the move that changes everything for us. The NFC East is already competitive, but with Crosby on our side, we're not just looking to compete, we're looking to dominate. It's an exciting time, and I can't wait to see how this story unfolds. We're on the brink of something big, and I promise to keep you updated every step of the way. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think Crosby would be the perfect piece to complete our defense and push us to that Super Bowl level? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Giants. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Giants news. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and I can't wait to see what moves are next for Big Blue. Stay passionate, stay loud, and let's keep the faith. Big things are coming.